This week on Supercars Talk, we've got radical new looks for DJR, Matt Stone Racing and Team 18. The commentary lineup for 2021 has finally been confirmed, and we've got YouTube for days. Let's start off with DJR's radical new look, seeing as though Team Penske has gone away. They've just totally revamped the colour scheme for this year. Definite copy and paste from last year. No surprises there though. They've kept the same scheme for the last few years, probably because Shell's quite happy with that and they're pumping in a lot of money for that look. In a similar vein, the Matt Stone Racing liveries have remained largely the same. Just the driver kind of situation changed there with Gary Jacobson leaving and Jake Kostecki and Zane Goddard getting one car each for the year. Speaking of Gary Jacobson, it has been announced that his deal with Techno Team Sydney is a 2-year deal. Not holding my breath on that one, seeing as though, there's been quite a few deals broken recently. He has got Premier Hire on the side of the car. I'm not actually sure what they do. Local legends on Fabian Coulthard's car for the year. They have gone for a very similar look for both cars, just with sponsors changed over. I don't think it looks quite as good as last year's car. There is a lot of black that is void of sponsorship on there. Possibly, maybe they're hoping that someone will come along and fill in those kind of black spots and make the car look a bit better overall. Team 18 has released their paint jobs for the year, largely unchanged. Again, probably because the sponsors haven't really changed. The Scott Pies DeWalt car looks fantastic again. The Irwin car, actually, if you told me that they were going to put Bunnings green on the back of the car with the blue, I would have it actually looks pretty good. I'm not sure if it's a slightly different shade of blue or something, but it does look good, and probably a good thing for that team. The Bunnings tie-in looks, going off that, like it's a bit more serious this year, which is good for, financial stability for one of those kind of mid-pack teams. And the final teams to see their paint jobs, although we have seen the Jack Smith paint job from Brad Jones Racing, that is a little bit to the side though, so that is, a full year sponsorship deal because Daddy's paying for it. I did see, I'm not sure if it was there last year, but there was Coca-Cola just on the back of the car. It wasn't big or anything, but could that be a little bit of a nod as to who's going to be co-driving there later on in the year? So we haven't seen the Brad Jones main cars or the Erebus liveries. We've only seen those testing liveries. It looks like Will Brown will have a revolving sponsorship deal on the Erebus car, a lot like the two Brad Jones cars, so we probably won't see those paint jobs until just before each round, as they kind of sign deals last minute and things like that. Apparently, Brody Kostecki has got a full season sponsor for his Erebus machine. Arco plate, anyone? Because of the new lockdown rules in Victoria, the Winton test has been postponed. It might be this Friday. They've also booked Winton for the Monday and Tuesday next week. That's a bit not holding my breath. If they can't make Friday, I'd say we'll still be in lockdown at least on the Monday, maybe the Tuesday. It's just joyous living in Melbourne at the moment. They did actually go and test at Queensland Raceway though, and Zane Goddard was the fastest. So what can we conclude from that? He's going to win the championship. nothing to get too excited about. Triple Eight did the most laps over the day. No surprises there. Techno Team Sydney was the slowest. No surprises there. Yeah, it's only testing. Apparently, Zane also did that lap very, very early in the day when it was nice and cool. So the start of the day has some new tyres, and off he went for a bit of a blast. It's testing. We can't really read anything into it. The two Triple Eight guys are going to be bang on the pace from lap 1 at Bathurst, I'd imagine, because that's when it's serious. The Inside Line documentary that featured Erebus last year, which was filmed in 2019, was actually filmed last year, and it's been announced that it was Walkinshaw Andretti United that was the team that they were following around last year. So I assume it will have a very COVID kind of flavour to it, and it will be very interesting to see all that behind the scenes kind of stuff. We did get to see a lot of that from the Kellys YouTube channel, how they tackled the COVID thing. It will be interesting to see how another team's kind of been challenged by all of that. And it will be interesting if we get to see a villain from Walkinshaw Andretti United like Barry Ryan was portrayed. I don't know if they've got anyone in there that's as fiery as what Barry Ryan is, but it will, if you'd had a blow up at some point in the garage there at Walkinshaw Andretti United last year, I think you'd be quietly packing your jocks, just waiting for the media backlash, like Barry Ryan now. Any time that Erebus has basically mentioned, it's all Barry Ryan's fault because he's an angry little man. Be good to watch. The commentary lineup has been announced for the year. There is a bit to unpack on this one. As per previous years, we will have Jess Yates heading the commentary team or the presenter, I suppose. Crompton and Scaife are going to be the main commentators, but at certain points during the year, one Garth Tander will take over Mark Scaife's position in the commentary team, apparently. That a little bit of left field there, and maybe Garth isn't looking to replace Jamie Whincup for a year or two, and maybe he's looking to replace Mark Scaife. That one actually caught me by surprise, and although once again we have got someone with, a Triple Eight allegiance, Garth, he doesn't seem like that kind of biased. There'll probably be a bit of Holden bias there, although Holden's going to be gone very shortly. There will probably be a little bit of bias towards that side of the fence, but not the same kind of, I don't think, Triple Eight drill it down your throat like Scaife does. So good signs though. Crompton is back. We have, of course, got Mark Larkin back. Lowndes is back, but he's going to be doing special projects. He's not going to be part of the normal kind of commentary team, which I think that suits him a hell of a lot better. Molly Taylor and Charlie Robinson. Molly Taylor is a rally driver. I've seen her on, if it's who I was thinking of in the ARG telecasts, I did not the best job. Her and Jess Dane seem to be a bit like, we're here commentating, we don't know what we're doing, kind of, didn't excite me. And then Charlie Robinson is a children's presenter, so we'll see them in the job. At first with Jess Yates, I wasn't expecting much, and she did a really good job. On the Channel 7 front, Mark Beretta's going to be involved. It is what it is with Beretta. Abby Gelmy, I have no idea. Probably should look up who she is and what she does. Brad Hodge, which is some kind of cricket person. Are we supposed to be getting cricket fans in by getting this person commentating? Jack Perkins. He's okay, but we've got no Rihanna or Andy Jones. So if you were picking, could Andy maybe being stepped away though because he's taking more of an active role at Brad Jones Racing now that his father has retired. And Murphy will be back when he can travel. So getting to Australia is not a problem for him. It's when he goes home, he has to do a 14-day quarantine period. So at the moment, he probably won't be attending anything until the travel restrictions in New Zealand ease. They have said he will be there for Bathurst and he will be there for New Zealand if we end up going. The other big announcement, I suppose, is that there will be new graphics on the TV. Instead of, over the last however many years, apparently Fox Sports has been doing them for Supercars. Supercars are going to do them themselves this year. Whether that's better or worse, apparently it's a bit more F1 MotoGP kind of inspired, who do their own graphics. Just I'd like to see, which I don't think was a problem last year with the 24 cars, the totem shows every car in the field rather than where we had, like, where it was showing everyone but, like, it might have been showing the top 20 or something like that, so we missed. Have the totem show the whole field, because between 20 and 24 is not much. Granted, if there was 30 odd cars in the field, maybe it might get a bit squishy, but yeah, to show an extra 4 or whatever, not so much of an issue. And finally, on the TV front, Supercars has currently uploaded 181 old races up onto their YouTube channel. It looks like it's organised in a bit of a mess at the moment, just uploaded randomly, but it's, yeah, you can watch a heap of old races on there. During lockdown, that could be good to fill in some time. And if you live outside of Australia and New Zealand, or you have a VPN, you can pay $5.99 a month, and I assume you get the Fox feed or the KO feed over YouTube. Get to watch all the practices and races and qualifying and everything live and ad-free, as I understand it. That's actually not a bad deal, and yeah, if it wasn't for the fact that you got like IndyCar and F1 and that on KO, a VPN and $5.99 a month is a very, very tempting prospect. So that's it for Supercars Talk for this week. Hopefully this lockdown in Melbourne doesn't affect the races at Bathurst in not too much longer now. Next week I'm hopefully going to have a rundown of my championship predictions, so that's something to look forward to. Until next time, I'm still Dave, and I'll catch you later.